calculate this number here.
And what do you mean by the percent calculation?
And then if you need to express the gross profit as a percentage figure, you need to realize that your F&B sales total are based on 100%. Okay? And then and these are dollar figures here, right?
Yes.
And then what you do is you calculate this here as a percentage of this. And usually it's in the high 60s, low 70s. Okay.
The percent that we will get
is then the gross profit percentage.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
And if you were to calculate the beverage cost percentage, you need to take your beverage dollar figure and you need to express it as a percentage of your beverage figure. Okay? And if the question is the food cost percentage, you take your food cost dollar figure and you express it as a percentage of your food sales. Okay?
But the chapter 3, it says the key characteristics. We need to know which, like the contract, the travel and public sector, catering.
Yes. Remember we did this exercise in the reading booklet. We did this exercise here. This exercise here.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Where we identified the key characteristics that have to do with the contract catering sector, the travel catering sector, and public sector. Okay, yes, you need to know this, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And so all we need to know is the characteristics, right?
Yes, in other words, for example, that in the travel catering sector, that you look at a back of house situation, in particular the production areas that are very tight, that are very restricted, yeah.
In the articles handout, no.
Which article?
No, it's okay.
And for article, what we have to know about it for article, because you said that no one of the key for description.
Yes.
I don't know what it means.
Well, it means that, for example, the paper on outsourcing, the key dimensions of outsourcing, that you are in principle clear what is being discussed. And then you can, that you can refer to one key point of the discussion.
Right, you're going to ask like, what is the key part of the key instead of outsourcing? Something like that, and we write out the key part.
Yes, or what, yes, what outsourcing in principle is all about.
Is that inside of the conclusion or inside of the reading?
Well, when it comes to these articles, what do you read as a minimum? I guess it's the abstract, it's the introduction, and the conclusion, usually, as a minimum. And if you wish, remember I said in class, if you wish to get the bonus question right, these two papers you need to read more carefully through. Okay?
And all these, the 4 articles, you said they are on the emerald, right?
Yeah, these are the ones that we have highlighted. One is the one on outsourcing. There is one on the fast food industry.
No, I had for the bonus, I had the menu design
Correct.
and the convenience card.
Correct. This
And
is for
then-
the bonus clause.
Yeah, and it's a
Correct.
midterm exam. One is a hospital, fast food, outsourcing.
That's it. Hospital, food services, and there, the idea is that you look at the flow chart and the outsourcing paper and the paper that has to do with guest satisfaction ratings in the fast food industry. Right? The others we said are off.
Okay, let's go on ahead. The first one, no, not for exam.
Not for this exam, not for this exam.
And this one on the back is not for exam either. Let me find this. Okay.
Sorry, yes, you need to know what is the tangible component of the meal experience. You need to understand what,
Well, it's quite an example because I don't know that for example for the manual experience.
yes, in other words, what are tangible components of the meal experience? The food, the beverages that we are selling, the uniforms that we are wearing. In other words, touchable, observable items. Okay? And intangible components, service for the most part. Mind you, we said some aspects of service are tangible. The service method, for example. The action that the staff members take, okay? Remember we looked at this matrix in chapter 11.
Yeah.
And in this matrix, it is well explained what are tangible and what are intangible components of the meal experience. On page 370. 373. 373. So in other words, service for the most part is considered intangible. But please keep in mind that some aspects of the service are tangible. Not everything is intangible. Okay? So some aspects are tangible. And tangible components mean elements that are very, very difficult to become clear on, to quantify. So, for example, if the guest says, the friendliness of the staff, the degree of friendliness has decreased. This is very difficult to do something about it and to really be clear on what the guest means. If the guest says the coffee is cold, theoretically we could measure that. We can taste the coffee, and we can do as a result of that we can do something about it relatively quickly. Okay.
For the textbook, chapter 1, it says the commercial factors in on page 11 to 21. What exactly key points? They everything or?
First of all, we looked at this chart on page 9, right?
Yes.
Where these outlets are being divided into the so-called commercial sector and the subsidized welfare sector. Now, what is meant by the commercial sector in principle?
Open market and restricted market.
It's further subdivided into the so-called open market and the restricted market. Good. But these businesses, what is their philosophy? What is their objective? Profit, yes. So they show a clear profit motive.
Okay.
So their focus is on sales maximization, trying to increase the average guest check, market orientation. Okay. Now, what about the welfare subsidized sector? Yeah, it's not for profit. You want to break even or you want to best manage your costs. So as a result of that, they show cost orientation, no profit orientation, probably a more stable market. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, 1 second, okay?
For the Facebook, I want to know why for page 19, why is this feasibility study important?
Why is the feasibility study important? First of all, what is the feasibility study? What is it?
Is into location mapping, it's a supplement and development after the local market.
Who can explain what a feasibility study in principle is? Practice? Okay, it's a study being undertaken before the opening of a restaurant or the launching of a business idea to test whether in principle a certain business idea is going to be a feasible one, a viable one. Gives you feedback on whether a business idea has a chance for success. Okay? And studies the market, studies the competition, offers financial projections, demand analysis, etc. And it's not a guarantee that an idea will work. But a good feasibility study undertaken by a good consultancy, a well-experienced consultancy firm is expensive, but it's better we do it than we don't do it and we find out after a year that our idea was not, as carefully thought to as it should have been. So why are they important? Because they give you some feedback on whether a certain business idea or a renovation project has a chance to succeed. And these studies are called feasibility studies.
And the facility, why is facility design important?
Yes, that we also have discussed when we talked about the food and beverage service methods in chapter 7. Well, why is the design of these facilities important? Is because they translate into efficiency of the way we then can work. They translate into lower labor costs based on an efficient way of working. A good facility design decreases accidents. Makes it possible for the staff to work systematically, increases motivation. If you have facilities designed in such a way that they are counterproductive to the way we work, chances are that the staff gets motivated. And generally speaking, it helps you save costs.
Can we still say like better service in one?
And it increases the service quality with reference to the guests. Yes, definitely. Sorry, yeah. So in other words, if from your restaurant to the way back to the kitchen, right in front of the kitchen, to hide the kitchen door, there is a huge flower arrangement that blocks your way. This is design-wise probably not the ideal place to put the flower pot, or at least decrease the size or something. So if there is an inefficient way of working,
For the chapter 12 review questions, so we just need to know those 3 questions, or do you want us to take a look at the whole chapter 12?
No, I think you can look, you look at those 3 questions, and then maybe you wish to have an idea of 3 consumer trends, and maybe, you know, think of a practical way of what you can do to save the electricity, to reduce waste. So on a practical basis.
Are we also gonna have
Hello, come on in.
questions about this?
Probably not. Maybe on the final exam, but that is not on the exam. Maybe I ask you what is a function sheet,
Okay.
but you don't need to write one. I don't think so.
The short essay questions will be based on the articles, no, right?
Like how many percent of the?
Nice try, I can't say.
Okay, I just asked like how many percentage of the short answer question compared to an individual test?
There is a fair balance of all these
Like
questions.
30% of each.
You let me know after.
No,
For a short question, how much would you want us to write? Is it like, for example, if it says this a definition, would you want us to give an example also?
If it says definition, you need to offer a definition. If it says definition and example, or definition and industry example, then you need to do both. Yes. And you then check, there are so and so many lines for questions, and you try to, you give an answer that is of substance, and for some of you this means you need all the space, and for some of you need half the number of lines. So for example, you were handwriting, this is pretty okay, so I would assume that you would need, you need more space than maybe Sophie's answer, or maybe your answer, given the style of handwriting that you have. So maybe 50 words, something like that. 50, anyway, between 50, around 50, 40 to 50 words.
For the essay, right?
Yes, I would think 40. How many lines is 40 words? About 6 lines, something like that. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
C'est bon? Oui. And I'm in here again later on. Mind you, at 3:30 I need to leave right away. But then I'm in here or in room 207 again on Wednesday. If there is anything.
Wednesday, I'm sure.
Yeah. If you can come back on, no, you can attend as many as you wish.
Okay. It's very
So on Wednesday, you can come back on. Yeah.
Like for the commercial sector, the CI or sector.
Yes.
Where is it? Because it's why?
It's in chapter 1. Try pay. There is a definition there. Seven. And then there is reference being made to market orientation first, and then cost and market orientation on page 10 and 11.
any diagram can come, like a food flow chart or something like that?
Yes, that's not necessary.
There could be. No, but do you think like the diagram would be given and we have to write or we have to construct the diagram?
Well, again, either or.
Because it says food service management in hospital code, we give you the flow chart.
Yeah, remember we said that you do a flow chart for the project.
Yes,
And the idea was that you look at this flow chart because it's a good structure, it's a good flow chart, as per the structure, the way it's designed, okay? So that you have an idea of what a good flow chart looks like. And then there may be a little bit of a question on that flow chart on the, know what the flow chart is all about, and maybe there is a little question about the flow chart. Which may mean either fill in the blanks or... But don't forget the test is an hour. If I were to make you draw a flow chart, maybe on the final, but not on the...
No.
Is 1 hour sufficient for the exam?
Sorry?
Is 1 hour sufficient for the exam?
Is 1
Hour sufficient for the exam?
1 hour enough.
Hour.
Oh, 1 hour. Oh, yes. When...
Or do you think we really need to write fast and prepare ourselves before?
Well, what I think you need to do is, or I'm not sure what it's like for you, but I find the 5-minute reading period relatively long. I don't know. And then, so use this time wisely and read through the questions. You can write, okay, and you can use calculators, but use this time wisely to develop a feel for the questions, to develop a feel for the point distribution we all take tests. So you look a little bit at the questions, which questions are easy and have a lot of points, and then I guess you do these first.
How many pages?
You tell me after.
It should be more than 12, 13.
No, it's fewer than that.
Oh, really?
Because today psychology was 11.
11.5.
No, you have enough time.
So,
And you're going to be monitored that.
guys, for revision period later and on Wednesday, it should be the same, right?
Yes, the same you come prepared with questions.
Oh.
And like I said today, I need to run right at the end. But Wednesday I have a more.
Marketing in the morning.
Yes, I think that's what it's named. And then the quizzes, yes, you exchange the questions. The two of you can see me and Dr. return the quiz to you. And you can see me with the other. And when it comes to these quizzes, just keep in mind in the future one correct answer per question. And just read through the questions carefully. I noticed this time a few of you I knew the answer, but unfortunately you picked the wrong box. So just read through the answer carefully. Okay. Okay. I wish you a good afternoon.
Thank you.
Sorry?
Sorry, next time.
Jen.